Alrighty, what up, y'all? AWR Talk Time with your boy BDaMan, and to my right, Corey, Nasty Nuts.
Number 3 episode of the cast.
Yeah.
Of the cast. We got a unique topic today that was requested, honestly, and something we've talked about in the past.
Oh, yeah.
As one of the ideas for this. But we really wanted to hit it. Now, first of all, this video is about diss tracks. Good ones and bad ones. And remember that diss tracks are subjective like all of music and art. So remember that, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, if you disagree with us, you're wrong and we're right.
Exactly.
So if you feel that we're wrong about any of these ones, we're right, you're wrong. However, if you're so inclined, you're more than welcome to go ahead and share with us what you feel, if it's different. Or, you know, if we miss an element of it, which is entirely possible.
Oh, yeah, it's possible.
It's entirely possible. Yeah. So keep that in mind. And I guess number 3 is when this video about diss tracks, good and bad. If you feel that there's a lack of East Coast, West Coast in here, versus, that's on purpose.
Yep.
Because that's going to require its own video entirely.
Yeah, so much history. That is
a
lot for one video, especially in an hour's time. We got y'all, though.
Yep. So, the one I'm actually going to pull out first here, I happen to have on vinyl, of course, and it is first generation of its kind. It actually has someone's number on the back of it that is very special. Now, before you think this can't be a diss track, really think about it. It's one of the first 2 diss tracks of all time, as we know it, in hip-hop. That being, Fuck the Police.
Fuck 'em, fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em, fuck 'em. Thank you, Dre. Judge Dre residing. So, Fuck the Police, this is a first gen. It actually has Jerry Heller's number on the back of it. Ruthless press, baby.
Hell yeah.
And obviously, the Police didn't come out with a diss track in response. They did other things in response, like shutting down their shows, etc.
Yeah.
But it really is one of the first diss tracks, as we know them, in hip-hop. And then I think the only one we could find before it that we consider as we know it was by LL Cool J just a few months earlier, same year.
88,
right?
8 months ago, prior to Fuck the Police, was
1988, right?
Yeah, earlier 1988. LL Cool J's Jack the Ripper in response to Kool Moe D's How You Like Me Now, which was in the tail end of 1987.
Okay, so those are the 2 that we feel kind of kick off for hip-hop and diss tracks as we know them.
Yeah, as we know it.
Anything before that, maybe we're missing something, like we said, let us know, but I doubt it. Fuck the Police. I mean, you've heard the song.
It speaks for itself.
If you like hip-hop, you know the song.
Oh, yeah, you know.
It starts off great with, Judge Dre residing.
Yeah.
You have, like, the bailiff speaking. I forget who. I think is that Yella? It's,
I want to say it's Yella. I know when I looked up the lyrics, I believe it's Yella.
I think it is Yella that does the, Judge Dre presiding. And straight off the bat, YouTube would prefer I not say a lot of the words in this song. He can say all the words. I can't say all the words. I can say part of them.
Yeah.
And I will say I'll say all of them if we're private here. But since we're YouTube, I'll go ahead. And just give the song tons of credit. So number 1, this right here is probably an introduction to a diss song against the entire United States Police.
Yep.
So for that, it's getting a mention from us. And West Coast versus East we'll cover later. But this one right here is a starter. So number 2, what do we have on the Bryce here? What do we have here?
The next one we got is from Shaggy Too Dope. FTF.
Take it away.
FTFOMF. From Shaggy Too Dope.
FTFOMF.
I always forget the fucking O.
The fucking O. Yeah, FTFOMF, fuck the fuck off, motherfucker. Shaggy Too Dope.
Psychopathic Soldier.
Psychopathic Soldier. Now, this is a fantastic record.
Oh,
it's
so great.
The second or third to last on the track. Well, it has its outro after this. So it's basically, that is a bonus song. So it's basically the last track. Psychopathic Soldier. This is a song that probably wouldn't be incredibly relevant to a lot of people, but to Juggalos, they're going to feel one way or another about it. First of all, the song is very clearly aimed and fairly aimed at Magic Ninja Entertainment.
Oh yeah, very much.
In Twisted as it stands, and for all of the history. A lot of the lyrics in it. Gotta thank you for taking out our trash. Crying little bitches were crumbs on our pants. A lot of people think that Us Who Ride with Psychopathic forever and fuck Magic Ninja.
Yep,
that has something to do with them leaving the label. That was a decade ago. I haven't cared about it in about a decade. Most juggalos feel that way. It's the behavior of Twisted, skipping the march, the subliminal dissing, jacking Lotus and Rydas.
How could you jack both of them? Like, that still gets me.
And remember, both groups were ideas, concepts created by none other than Joe Bruce, their mortal enemy, apparently.
Right. Yeah.
The way I see it is, and this is no insult to Joe, Jay, but if you get taken that hard by Joe Bruce, as Twisted seems to claim, how stupid are you?
Exactly.
No, seriously.
For real.
He's a 9th grade educated man. He's not going to be a money-stealing machine criminal. He's not built that way on any level.
Yeah, not at all.
So, really, for us, Twisted, they made their own bed, they lie on it. And ICP, particularly Shaggy, stayed very quiet about it for years and years. Had him back at the Gathering in 14 with the Lotus album that they managed to come together for. 2016 had their own Magic Ninja tent for merch. All that. Did the Wizard of the Hood show, which includes them throughout the album. But Shaggy in, 2017-18, finally had something to say. And to us, this is one of the better diss tracks that you will find.
Oh, God,
that's really on some real shit, too. And it's very personal to Juggalos specifically. So if that doesn't apply to you, sorry, but you should still check out the track because it bangs. It's still a fire hip-hop and rap track. So for the Juggalos, Psychopathic Soldier, it is forever.
Yes, sir.
What do we got next, Bryce?
Next up, I'm excited to talk about this. We got some Dr. Dre, The Chronic, Fuck with Dre Day, and everybody's celebrating.
Take it away.
So with this one, I mean, everyone knows Fuck with Dre. They got Snoop on there. They're pretty much just shitting on Eazy-E front to back.
You and your White Sox hat.
Yeah, just shitting on him front to back, side to side, but
calling him owned by Jerry Heller, the Jew.
Oh my God!
You're owned by it's they're not subliminal disses because you know who they're aimed at.
Of course.
But they're in that PA style.
Very
it's
much
just that
so.
the aggressive part is elevated.
Yeah.
And it's a great track, and I love Eazy probably more than Dre, but I love that fucking song, Fuck with Dre Day.
And I mean, certainly Eazy fucking came back hard with Real Motherfucking G's. I mean,
that was gonna take me to my next point.
Holy fuck.
1993.
Yep,
and the music video was wildly successful. Real Motherfucking G's, spelled with a PH.
Yep.
By Eazy-E, 1993. I have that album that it's on 187. He's pretty clear about his intentions.
Oh, God,
He's pouring out a 40-ouncer on the front. Maybe we'll include a screenshot of that album cover here. He's pouring out a 40-ounce for Dre on the front, basically putting their relationship in any way to dead ends. And disses everyone from him to Snoop, Daz.
Oh yeah, all of them fools.
He for a get back diss track.
Yeah.
Which is often a tough job.
Very.
And the victor, you never really know. Going first can be hard. Going last can be hard. And I feel that between the two songs, as far as diss track, Real Motherfucking G's is the way harder diss track.
Oh God, yeah.
Fuck with Dre Day, because of Dre's beat and mixing ability. Is always something that people are going to listen to more than Real Motherfucking G's. Real Motherfucking G's is really personal.
Definitely.
Not that Fuck with Dre Day isn't, but most of it's in the intro talking, and it's Dre Sonic making a sonically pleasing music track.
And something that oddly enough still gets a lot of mainstream appeal despite it dissing Eazy-E. It's motherfuckers are still fucking
it's like, and when you have Real Motherfucking G's, the only people who bang that all the time are hardcore Eazy fans, which there's plenty of.
Oh yeah, plenty.
But Dre has the sonically pleasing stuff all the time.
Oh,
so,
of course.
Versus Ruthless style. But remember, we will do East Coast, West Coast separately.
That's coming later on, y'all.
That was a Compton one. So
Compton.
Compton, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So I think you agree with me. We give it to Eazy probably in the actual lore portion of the diss track.
Definitely, because he stood up for himself, especially after partner N.W.A. He stood up for himself, and of course we fucking love that.
Yeah, and the allegations that Dre levied again.
Right.
I mean, Dre Day only makes Eazy's payday. Straight up, man.
Yeah.
So we give it to Eazy, but both are sonically amazing. So what do we got next here?
We got another good one we've been listening to lately. Girls by D12 from Devil's Night. One of the bonus on there, if I'm not mistaken.
So yeah, D12 Devil's Night. This is one of the first hip hop, not the first, but probably one of the first 10 hip hop albums I bought when it first came out. And 2001. So definitely, it would have been this and Cash Money stuff.
Yeah.
This was definitely. And Girls was the bonus track on here, along with, I think, a freestyle that's on there.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But, tell them about Girls a little bit in the background and who it's towards, etc. You go ahead.
So, the backstory behind Girls, I believe, Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Eminem, Limp Bizkit, and I forgot who else, but they were trying to get a diss track going on Everlast. And Limp Bizkit, they were totally down. They were like, yeah, we're down.
Yeah, fuck him, fuck his DJ. Yeah, dude, we don't like them. We're down, dude.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
They were totally fucking down, and then last minute, backed out.
Like, we don't really... They left voicemails for Marshalls.
Right.
And, like, now we really think about it, like, Muggs doesn't really, well, fucking backwards, red Yankees hat, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're just not really... And Eminem goes in so hard, in particular on Fred, which is their main vocalist, so it makes sense.
Yep.
But DJ Lethal, he goes in. How often do you hear a DJ get caught up in?
Not
usually
too
DJs
often.
are kind of hands off.
Yeah, usually they're hands off.
Go tell more about it.
Yeah, so if this one again, Eminem just goes in on these guys, just mentioning. You didn't have to get on the diss track. You could have just said no from the beginning because Limp Bizkit, especially Fred, was very passive-aggressive. So, Eminem, doing what Eminem does, cussing the Fred and the rest of Limp Bizkit.
I feel like, too, that this is a great example of Eminem is the best when he's angry.
Oh, my God,
When you listen to this, you can hear his voice. It sounds like he rolled out of bed, still half high, half drunk, and was still angry about some shit, and just let it rip into the mic, and that was the product. Like, just how some YouTube videos don't have a ton of cuts because they don't need them. It just sounds so natural. It sounds so emotional. The rips in it are clever as well, too.
Oh my God,
and just make you snicker. You know what I'm saying? All right, who's next up here?
Oh, man, another great
And by the way, Limp Bizkit didn't respond, so there's nothing to respond there for.
Yeah, no response from them.
Go on.
Next up, we got some 50, Back Down by 50 Cent off of Get Rich or Die Tryin'.
Take him away, dog.
Woo, man. So, 50 Cent and Ja Rule, they've been going at it for a while. But, 50 Cent's...
By 2003 when this came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have been beefing... Actually, for quite a while.
Since like the late 90s, right?
Yeah, before tracks really started circulating mainstream, they had beef going back several years.
Yeah, so they had some deep-rooted history.
And Giant Murder Inc. was signed, and 50 was trying to recover from gunshot wounds and get signed.
Yeah, exactly. And
but by the time this hit...
Oh my God. Back Down. What the fuck to say about Back Down, man?
He's on almost 1 million copies in a day.
Right.
When this dropped. He outdid Eminem with this. At the time, it was... I think for a good decade, it held the record for most sales opening day and weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
I
feel like I remember hearing
I think
it
went platinum in a couple days, if not a week. I think it's Well Diamond now.
Yeah.
The last I checked.
Oh my God,
But yeah, go ahead. Where were you at there? You're talking about Back Down specifically.
Yes, Back Down specifically. So, 50 Cent, in typical fashion we know him to be, he went the fuck in on Ja Rule. He pretty much let it be known, I'm the king of New York now. You were never nothing. You sound like the Cookie Monster. 50 Cent.
You sing for hoes and sound like the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, he pulled nothing back on Ja, letting him know that you want to come for me, I'm not backing down. And in 50 Cent fashion, he cut deep.
Well, let's not forget too that Ja's response. What was it? Loose change.
Loose change,
right?
Like a couple months later.
Loose change. You tell me if I'm wrong. Loose change, and we listened to it a bit.
Yeah.
Most of it for about a minute straight is just saying the F word, like gay slurs, calling him that.
Yeah. Accuse him of snitching.
Yeah, that was another thing. He accused Curtis of snitching and being on papers,
right?
Which means being an informant. And those documents he put out were proven fakes
and
stuff like that, to all my knowledge, unless they're all of a sudden real now.
Right.
Which I doubt. And Ja's insults were, like I said, they were very like, you're gay. You're gay.
You're a snitch.
You're not as cool as you think you are. Murder Inc. And by the way, Murder Inc., which Ja was signed to, his label with Irv, that was named after a real gang that actually did real crime and violence. So they were a ripoff from the start, which I always found cheesy. But back to the point of Back Down in here, and Ja's mentioned on the album a bunch of times.
Oh, bunch.
But the ending of Back Down... Can you try to describe that to people, that the ending of this song, what it is?
So, the best way to put it is that there is a hairdresser in the outro.
Clearly trans sounding, although this was before that was but
yeah. So, a hairdresser defending Ja, pretty much saying that Ja is their lover, and that 50's not gonna come at their lover, Ja Rule, with the pink belt, 12th degree. Pink.
I have a 12th degree pink belt. You will not come at Jeffrey Atkins. So he clowns him, he destroys him in bars. The beat is harder. And Jav does I think the Cookie Monster line is the best insult, because some of the best insults are accurate and funny.
Oh yeah.
And Ja does sound like a mixture of Tupac and the Cookie Monster.
Yeah. Poor man's Tupac.
Yeah, poor man's Tupac mixed with the Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Cookie Monster.
Shout out to the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, straight up. So who we got next?
Alrighty. We got a personal favorite of mine that I know a lot of people who know me are gonna love me talking about this. We got Ether by Nas.
Some Stillmatic. Nick, here you go. I told you, we won't let you down.
Shout out to the homie Signature.
Yeah, what up? What up, dog? We got Stillmatic here, I got Illmatic, of course, but we're being very specific.
Yeah.
So which came first here? You can school way more with the details, and which came for Takeover?
So Takeover by Jay-Z did come first. Pretty much going back to
what was their beef about anyway?
I was actually getting into that.
Go ahead.
So, pretty much, what was it, like mid-90s, around the time Reasonable Doubt came out, Nas was supposed to
that was Jay-Z.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z. Thank you. So yeah, Reasonable Doubt by Jay-Z. Nas was supposed to get on Jay-Z's song Bring It On, which was on Reasonable Doubt. Didn't show up to the session. And, there wasn't really any beef per se, but then Nas got into some beef with one of Jay-Z's homies, Memphis Bleak, so there are subliminal disses back and forth. Yeah, I had to refresh myself, and I was like, oh, I didn't really know that.
Memphis Bleak, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
So, and I forgot what specific song, but Jay-Z ended up getting mentioned by Nas in the back and forth with Nas and Memphis Bleak, and then come Summer Jam 01, which was, I think, early summer, like June.
I do remember that.
Yeah, Jay-Z dropped a freestyle, which ended up in Takeover, taking the shot at Nas and Mobb Deep with the half bar. You only get half a bar. Fuck y'all niggas. And boom, Jay-Z dropped Takeover on Blueprint, September 01, and then Nas came with that Ether from him, and
yeah, let me speak on Ether for just a second.
Yeah, I'll let you take
he knows
over.
far more about, speaking of Takeover, far more about the Takeover because he polishes Jay-Z's shoes once. He's got about an hour, he's got to be at his crib. And he also knows, and so does Jigga, Hove, name myself after a god fool, Jehovah, knows that track 2, so after your intro, your first track basically, that Ether he was bodied. He was bodied. Even Jigga's admitted that.
Yeah, he's admitted that.
Anybody with a heart and soul for hip-hop. So Ether is, part of the reason it's such a great, to me, diss track is, it doesn't really have a whole lot of chorus. It is straight diss.
Yeah.
It is 1,000%
Oh,
diss.
God, yeah.
Dame Dash didn't get out of bed for a week, I'm sure. After
Yeah,
this
I'm
shit.
sure.
How am I gonna, what am I gonna do? And also, the some of the lines in it are funny. And like we said, some of the best shit is funny, too.
Definitely.
For example, I know one of my favorite lines in this is, I rock hoes, you rock fellas. Meaning Rockefeller Records. And it's that simple. It's not that genius. It's not that clever. But the way it's delivered so hard. And Nas is a very emotional guy.
Yeah.
And he's very serious on
Oh, my God.
He sounds like if Nas had a Slim Shady side, he's that in Ether.
Very much.
You know, I rock hoes, you rock fellas. And then just, and he's so on beat. Like, he made a point of it to make it one of the most professional things he'd ever released.
Yeah.
Even though it's about hating another guy that he had a beef with because their studio times didn't match up, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The whole Jay-Z fucking Nas' baby mama, Carmen with no condoms.
Well, it elevated into that whole thing, too.
Yeah.
But we can only stick with two. That definitely, we have to come back to that.
Yeah.
But Ether is fire. That's the point. That's what we're talking about. Ether, track 2 on Stillmatic, is going to be probably in your top 5 diss tracks of all time by anybody's list.
Oh, yes.
I don't think anybody who's a hip hop head would have it outside of the top 5.
Yeah, I can't see how they would.
You know, if you have it 4 or 5, okay, but it's in your top 5. So Ether, Stillmatic.
And a quick fun fact about that song. The intro line there, the fuck Jay-Z, is actually a sampled Tupac bar. Yeah, it's sampled from Tupac.
Oh, ain't that some shit. That's going back a ways, too. I mean, that shows how long they've all been around, right?
Oh,
so
God,
have we, Mr. Turning 30.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we got next here, dude?
We got some Kamikaze by Eminem.
So, obviously this is a lot more recent history. This is also an awesome vinyl because when you open it up, you get the full picture.
Boom.
Which is such a glorious album cover. And it's very clever because I think if he had showed the full thing on the front, it wouldn't have had the impact, and also maybe someone would have been mad about a Kamikaze pilot crashing. And as you can see, he's flipping you the bird going out the door. But the album is full of disses. We could spend all day on this. About its little digs or big digs or whatever, but really track-wise, what we're focusing on, diss tracks, not alike, featuring Royce da 5'9".
Yeah. Oh my God.
Can you help give a little background on that? Machine Gun Kelly's comments on Twitter that kind of led to this, and then how we get to Rap Devil and so on and so forth. Give him some background.
So pretty much, MGK fucking idolized Eminem, looked up to him, all of that good shit. But MGK made the horrible mistake of commenting on Eminem's daughter Haley. MGK should have asked Benzino how well that went, because clearly it not worked out for MGK.
That's a whole nother video too.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother video.
And remember, Haley was 15 or 16 years old in the pictures. Dude. Now I get he was only 20, but still, I don't know a 20, 21-year-old that's allowed to, with a... You know, y'all get the point, we can't say certain things. Yeah. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so pretty much, once MGK brought up Haley, shit did not go well for him. He wasn't on Shade 45. I still think he's still not on there. I think he's banned or whatever. Few other things he got blacklisted from. Yeah, it hasn't worked out well for him.
I do want to point out some more facts, though, because Eminem did make it clear in the Kamikaze video and on the album that the tweets about his daughter didn't even hit his radar for the first 2-3 years. Yeah. And he said that the real reason he dissed him was a lot more petty. Right. And that reason being a couple things, but I remember one of them was that he felt like MGK insults artists that have been here for years, and he's been here as long as a mosquito on my arm. Yeah. And he also used Tech Nine, who's somebody any hardcore hip-hop head, especially underground guys like us, just salutes. Oh, yeah. Whether it's your favorite or not isn't the point, but you salute him because of what Strange Music's done. And to use a feature to make a diss... I'm not sure exactly why Tech allowed that, but that's neither here nor there. M's done shit with Tech since. They're good boys. There's no beef there, to my knowledge. A lot of respect. So I think that's partly what pissed him off. So you get Not Alike. And the song itself is... mentioning the chorus is, you know, Icebox, Pain Meds, Cyclops, you know, like just mentioning Icebox is a jewelry store.
Right.
So he's just mentioning random things that maybe rich folks might have in common, but otherwise, personality-wise, who they are, rappers, they have nothing in common.
Yep.
And if y'all know Eminem, he likes to take a unique approach to delivering what he has to say.
Oh, yeah.
And out of this, you get Rap Devil. What was it, like a week later? It was pretty quick, right?
Yeah, like a week or two later.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rap Devil, and then Rap Devil was, I think Eminem said it best. For Machine Gun Kelly, it was great.
Yeah.
For him, it was good. That's what he said. What did you think about Rap Devil?
I had very mixed thoughts about it. I thought the delivery was great, but I thought it was really corny, especially the video. I remember that's something you and I talked about. Is just the whole I'm mad, I'm upset, like he came off.
I'm
mad
poor
corny.
and have trains next to me and a bowl of cereal.
I'm filling in for Eminem. I'm the new big popular white rapper. That's how it came off to me.
And let's not forget he then became a sad emo rocker just like recently later. Let's stick to the point though.
Yeah.
So Rap Devil was honestly one of the best responses I've heard to Eminem.
Right.
Again, for him, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But on the ultimate bar, it was somewhere around Cannabis at best.
Yeah.
Cannabis probably a better lyricist.
Yeah.
And that's going back a ways, another video as well. But then Killshot comes out.
Woo.
And I remember Killshot was a song where I had to listen to it like 5 or 10 times before I even caught every one of the disses.
Yeah, man.
The references as well. The style, there's a beat to it, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's parts of it that are almost, I don't want to say spoken word, but he switches flows erratically, and yet somehow they still work.
Right.
So, but it all goes back, it depends how you want to look at it. Music doesn't start with tweets, it starts with music. So it starts with Not Alike by Eminem on Kamikaze. And also, let's give a shout out to Royce, because Royce's verse on here is slept on because of Eminem's verse about MGK.
Yeah.
People ignore Royce's part, and Royce's part is fire. So 2018 Kamikaze, Not Alike, another great diss track that's within a series of a beef. And then, let's say last but not least, at least in our opinions, back to our Juggalo world, but also the mainstream with Eminem. But this song, and we'll talk about the to and fro's between, but on Bizaar, which has 2 different versions with 2 different track listings from 2000. This particular version has a late song, not the last, but close to it, called "Please Don't Hate Me." Talk about it and how we get there. 2000, so at the millennium. So Insane Clown Posse.
Yes. So back in late '97, when Eminem dropped Slim Shady EP, he had a show at St. Andrews Hall. And ICP, they were taking off around that time. This was what? Great Malenko era, roughly.
Yeah, they were going platinum. They were becoming bigger than just Detroit, and Eminem was trying to become that as well.
Yeah, so
went to the Rap Olympics the next year.
That's
so
right.
That time.
Around that time, Eminem was trying to take off as well. So he had a show at St. Andrews Hall, and on the flyer he had Might Be There, ICP, Esham. Was Kid Rock also on
I think so. He had a flyer for his release party.
Right.
For the Slim Shady EP release party.
Yeah.
And he put special guests might be there in parentheses, and put a whole bunch of famous ass names who were hot at that time, which ICP was.
Right.
Far before, at least a few years before Eminem, they were very hot, but went back to all the way, 91, 92.
Yeah.
So he was, come to my show, cool people are probably going to be there, maybe. ICP received the flyer, they took it, they both acted like high schoolers. ICP, Joe and Joey, and Eminem, both parties acted like high schoolers through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But they took it as, why didn't you just ask us? Who says we're going to fucking be there, bitch?
Right.
And, how do we get on down the road there? Because obviously Eminem 99, Slim Shady LP hooks up with Dre, comes out, and they hit Bomb Biggity Dig.
Yeah.
Big time. And they're both kind of talking shit about each other on the radio. Kind of freestyling, where you get a Slim Anus.
Yep, exactly.
And then you have Eminem who comes on the next day, fuck ICP, buy my CD. Yeah, so super. He used to be so whack, people don't even know it. But it's credit to him how good he got, though. That's
my God,
even more credit to him. But here, 2000, ICP responds in official fashion with
"Please Don't Hate Me," and man, thinking back to when Corey first showed me this track, taking it in, soaking it up about 3-4 years ago. I think he showed me that one. Just thinking back to when I first heard it, I'm like, man, like it's about Eminem, but they don't really mention Eminem until the very end. And I'm thinking, like, it's very clever how they did it with making sure they don't mention him to the end, but they sure do mention.
The song is like a phone call.
Yeah.
It's like a voicemail being left, like, hey, mom, or hey, dude, I gotta talk to you about fucking your mom. Here's what happened. I nutted in your socks. But you don't know who he's talking to the whole song. And at the end, what does he say? All right, I gotta go. Talk to you later. Peace, Eminem. And then you get the classical
Dizam, somebody got fucked up, nigga, which is sampled from, I believe, a West Side Connection record. I think on their first album.
Bow Down. They have it as well. So it is. I believe it is from there, and I think it's Mac 10. I'm not positive, but I know it is.
Dub-C, actually.
Maybe it is. Definitely Dub-C.
Yeah.
So, and they're huge fans of it. The point is, it's funny song because you can tell, it's Violent J storytelling, which ICP is known for.
Yeah.
So his storytelling, and it's this disgusting story of calling a friend of his and confessing that he had an affair and fucked his mom upside down sideways. Really raunchy, and it's funny as fuck.
Funny.
Like,
again, I think back to when you first showed it to me, and
we're huge Eminem fans too.
Yeah, we fuck with Eminem heavy.
And no one has ever bodied Eminem, in our opinion, or I think in any factual matter.
Yeah.
No one has defeated him. However, that is the best. Please Don't Hate Me.
Oh yeah.
Is the best comeback song to Eminem that anyone's ever made. It made Eminem have to pause for a bit, and he ended up with his response, if you will, which was the song Marshall Mathers on the Diamond album. The Marshall Mathers LP, where he talks about him in a verse and a skit on the album. But as a whole song, Please Don't Hate Me is one of, in my opinion, a top 10 diss tracks of all time. Especially considering who it's going after.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the stylistic way it's done. I don't know, what else do you think about that track?
Man, to me, it not only is it funny, but like we always say, if it's funny, it's gotta be impactful and it's gotta have bars. And for me, it resonated because it gets at the target in a clever way, which you should be doing in diss songs.
Well, Eminem's a funny guy himself, right?
Exactly.
So what better way to go at him?
Exactly. You want to go at a funny guy, you need to be funnier, which is what ICP did here. I certainly thought they were funnier in that moment, and that's why, to me, it's funny as fuck and does what a diss song is supposed to do. And
well, like, in biases aside, would you agree that of all Eminem's beefs, right, no one's come close to beating him?
Yeah,
right?
No one's come close at all.
Right, but wouldn't you say that if there was such a thing, that the best response ever is Please Don't Hate Me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whether you're... Look, we're juggalos, obviously, but, so you could claim bias, but we're really telling you, as far as responses or shit towards Eminem, that's the best.
Hell yeah.
You'll roll on the floor, you'll slap your knee, like, it's well done. It's ICP also in their probably vocal prime.
Oh, definitely.
Well.
Yeah.
They were coming up. They were multi-platinum at this point.
Yeah,
this was a step back for them by only going gold at first.
Right.
You know, when we used to still sell records, right? So no, that Please Don't Hate Me is, I think, where we want to finish it, which is rather fitting for AWR.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If I say okay twice in a row, like, shout out to you, Katie. K. There's not a third K. There's none of that. We've just learned that y'all on the internet are crazy, including us. So we appreciate you if you've taken the time to watch this, and also the upcoming video for next weekend that we will take great time researching, doing all of that. We'll make sure he has as much information as possible. Me as well.
Yep.
East Coast versus West Coast.
Yeah.
Specifically. If it's West Coast versus West Coast, that's fine as well, or East Coast versus East Coast, like Ether like Nas and Jay-Z is East Coast. But we want to dedicate a whole video to West Coast versus East. And I know we got 2 West Side Connection albums that can kick it off.
Oh, definitely.
You also have one of them on vinyl.
I do.
You're welcome.
That's right.
So if you have West Coast versus East Coast rap diss tracks that you are like, gotta be on anyone's list, list it and tell us why.
Let us know.
If you made it to, the hour and 17-minute club or whatever, we give you 2 scoops of Whoop.
Hell yeah.
So, Whoop Whoop, and, all wrongs reserved, baby.
Yeah. Whoop Whoop.